the inspector. The housing inspection played off the housing of it, and one of the drive chains had broke. So, and what it was doing was balling up in the housing and locking the wheel up. As you said, it's a good thing it didn't happen when on the blacktop at high speed. It would have cleaned everything out. So theoretically, all it did was break the chain. That's all he could see wrong with it. So we pulled the chain, what was the chain out, and I was able to drive it back to the building.
Okay, but you can't use it.
It's likely we might be able to, but it probably won't work well. I don't think it'll go very well. A grader's a kind of a finicky piece of equipment. If you don't have all your wheels driving, you really either end up sideways or nowhere at all. So I talked to Unified in Springfield, which is the John Deere dealership. They could get a rental for they only rent by the month, and it was $10,500 a month. The only one they have is in Massachusetts, and of course we'd have to pay for trucking if that was the case. I talked to Basin Brothers, who is the only person else around here that I know that might do something like that. They don't normally rent to people, but they said they would rent one of theirs to us. Jeff finally got back to me just after 2 o'clock and said $3,500. They do it by the week if they wanted to. He said $3,500 a week or $10,000 a month.
Same as John Deere.
Kind of, yeah,
Yeah.
a little closer. I don't even know if we'd have to truck it from there. I could probably drive it from their shop to here at that point.
Probably transportation's a couple $1,000 from Massachusetts.
Oh my God, at least. Yeah, he'd be, low deck and over whip.
Did he say if he'd need it back anytime soon? Will he pull it away from you?
If you're paying that, probably not.
Well, what's the deal on the part?
So the mechanic was gonna order the part this afternoon. Theoretically, it should just be the chain. And I asked him, I said, what's the availability? He said 3 years ago, I could tell you that. He goes, hopefully they can find one. So it'll be locating one within Caterpillar and getting it here, probably repairing it. They're gonna do it at our shop in-house. Probably a few hours, I would guess, to really pull it back together. So it's not as big of a deal, just a real time consuming deal, waiting for the part and getting it scheduled here. The mechanic lives right in Westminster, so he's kind of available.
Did he give you any idea what the chain cost?
They won't do that unless they look at the price.
Yeah.
And said we were out in the field and I was on the discussion, but. I don't know what it would cost. Cheaper than a transmission.
How big a chain is it?
It's pretty long. I mean, they're pretty aggressive chains, but I wouldn't want to change it myself because it's a tiny hole. They get to stick it through.
It's probably a couple $1,000.
I would think, you probably, probably $2,000-3,000 to get it in chain and having it installed. I bet the service call for them to show up was $600. If for a road call. So.
Well, you gotta have, whatever it costs.
It's gotta be fixed. It's right, it's gotta be fixed and it's gotta come from gas.
The only question is, if you do, it would be here overnight. Then you could wait another day or two, and that's the thing.
Yeah, I don't know that. I wouldn't know that until tomorrow,
Right.
when we can do some research and try to find the part. And then getting him scheduled to come out and.
Well, does it make sense then to rent the thing from transportation for a week for $3,000?
Right, for weeks, and they said they'd be willing to do weekly, this is they're not busy right now, they're not really doing anything, their work's pretty slow, so. And we could do that. It sure wouldn't hurt, even if we had an extra machine and ours was up and running faster, that gives me that much more ability for 2 of us to be out there. We could definitely use it. As soon as things start drying out, it stops snowing every 5 minutes.
So with days that it was $3,500 a week. But if we went to a month, was it still by the week?
No, it'd be 10 grand.
10, but
If you run it for a month, it'd be $10,000.
let's say you had it for a week, and then you needed another week, and then another week, so that's 3 weeks.
Yeah, I can't believe that we're gonna be out that far. I don't with this, unless it gets into something deeper, if he gets down in there.
I find it hard to believe that with Caterpillar's gas over the United States, that some dealership or someplace they're gonna have this chain.
I would think, I'm thinking maybe week and a half, maybe. I just can't see more than that. Really, not the way they're pretty punctual on stuff. And I can order stuff and have it within 2 days. You know, usually. So if the part's out there, they
I
usually,
think that building these graders, I'm sure maybe even the same chain was used in the new one, I mean, I don't know.
oh, they do numerous different machines, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So it's not just that one unit. Like I said, I don't know what the availability is of the part. So,
It seems to me that take the less of a gamble and rent it for a month, for a week, and then see what happens.
run the machine for a week, for days.
Well, you don't do anything with it.
What's that?
Or you could use 2 graders and the other one's up and running.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is the time
Certainly
of
could
year.
use 2 graders.
Oh, this is definitely the time of year when you'd want to do that, because you're gonna want to start covering your roads.
I was thinking that made more sense for the month, because you go,
Cheaper.
you get up to 3 weeks, you've already got to get $10,000.
Could be
Mhm.
yeah, it'd be 14,000 versus 10,000.
No, if you're gonna have it for the month, then you're better off paying it.
And then you have 2 in case one's up earlier than you expected.
It's up to you guys, however you want to do it. We can wait another week, or we can go for a month, and you said I can always put one to use. If it dries out enough, we can start working
Who's
roads.
got the other grader?
Well, the other guys are pretty inexperienced at it. And I would have them run our grader if that was the case, and not Basin's, but. They both have dabbled in it. I mean, say they know how to grade, but this time of year, you're not really looking for grading, you're looking for getting the potholes filled in and getting a little shape to the roads to get the water to shut off. Get them to dry out this.
Yeah.
You gotta start lifting the material to break that. Where they start, the water, the ground will draw the water up into the road until you break that. Once you can break that from happening, it'll start drying out.
Yeah.
But if it would stop snowing.
Well, of course, the rain is tonight, I don't know.
I love the rain. The rain is perfect.
They say rain and maybe mixed, but I hope no more snow.
Yeah, and the snow kills us. That puts me out 2 days every time it snows, because we were at the mountain, I gotta wait for the, the road to shed the ice that it builds in within itself, so. A good solid rain, a couple days of rain, you wouldn't have any frost. It'd be gone.
So I noticed on Saturday morning, when I went down getting paid before I was doing my sugar thing, the roads were better. But by Sunday, after that snow, they were awful.
Yeah, snow kills us. It just saturates the road and just hangs there.
So how's everybody gonna do?
I think that for a month sounds like the right thing to do.
Yeah, that makes it don't make sense to do it for a week. Then we're at it.
It could get expensive if you're out there 3 weeks. Now you've already overshot your.
Yeah. If we could use the extra grader anyways, I might as well go ahead.
I mean, a lot of towns do that this time of year. We'll have more than one grader on board just to battle the mud and start working your roads. I mean, we got roads like Kathy's road could be graded right. Yeah. Actually, where I was gonna go today, we didn't make it that far. Okay.
Kathy,
You're muted, Kathy.
Kathy, you're muted.
Okay, sorry. John, does Jamie have a grader?
No,
So nobody in town has another grader that we know of.
that's an item not too many people have.
What about any surrounding towns have an extra grader?
Time of year.
Yeah, but every town this time of year that has a dirt road, they need their graders. Chester's got 2, I think.
Yeah, Chester's got to, but they aren't gonna give you one.
No, most towns aren't gonna give them a grader anyway. You're right, it's too much of a risk.
Yeah,
And the other problem is you're running somebody else's equipment.
Exactly.
They frown on that.
Well, I'll go along with doing it for the month. Renting one.
all right, so somebody make a motion that we do that.
I'll move the run up for a month.
Second.
I don't think there's any further discussion, so all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay,
I'll make a motion to adjourn. Yep.
well, there might be something else if you want.
Yeah, we want to find out if that's the case from Jeff to contact the insurance coverage and who covers that.
Okay.
So maybe, is it Jeff that you're,
Jeff
Yeah.
Morgan is who I've been talking with, right?
so maybe Morgan, and we'll have to put it on our passive portal unless they, I can't imagine they would cover the rental. insurance, we would have to cover that.
The cost.
Yep.
Okay. That's
Um,
yours to figure, I guess.
And, yeah, and then we'll have to check on when they wanna be paid, are they invoicing us, what's happening on that.
Okay. Well, I'm meeting with Jeff also on Friday morning, to look at paving too, so.
But I had Morgan send that in, because the maximum we did is 200,000. I have to put out 200,000
For what?
for grant payment.
Oh,
Yeah, good luck.
I had a B-Trans this morning, and there's none available for the town of Grafton for 3 years. And she said, don't spend more than 5 minutes on the application. But I said, fill it out, because Land Grove is a new town for her, and they have not responded. So it might move this.
I filled out, what's the difference?
And the infrastructure one's the same way, 2 to 3 years.
Okay.
So are you gonna look in, have you been starting to price graders for putting in an order? Grading,
I thought they put bone grader,
Oh,
capital budget,
well, another year.
oh, we here.
for you.
Yeah, we still need to project the floods. Jeff Slade isn't, he was left on vacation and he's just gotten back, he hasn't gotten back to us on that. He did the loader, but. He's actually the one that has been running the show behind the scenes for me this morning to
Okay.
get stuff happening.
But if you do that, then Morgan has to send out a bid. Yeah,
For
the grader.
grader, yeah,
You only got really two, thank you, unless you want to go to Volvo, but
good luck.
you
I
got,
couldn't
you
get him to
got,
respond last time we
you
tried.
got deer and cat, really.
Yeah, said he'll just kind of work up a rough, if you went with cat, what would it be? He's, that's what he'll throw out there, and what the trade was on ours. I think he roughly threw a price of like 120,000 per ours or something like that on a trade. But
Yeah, I don't know who United has got, my salesman on the tractors is Cameron, but I don't know if he does the big stuff or not.
I talked with Bill this morning. Up there.
The other guy doesn't work anymore, does it?
Who's that?
What was his name?
No, he doesn't work.
Well, we done that.
I know what you're talking about.
United, when United took it over from the other one there, they got rid of most of the personnel, brought their old people in.
We can work on that.
All right, nothing else, somebody make a motion to adjourn?
So,
Sorry. No favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, well, thank you for coming. I gotta tell you a little story, Emily. My snow blower,
You're what?
my snow blower, my
Uh-huh.
tractor,